All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to break down a tool that's basically becoming the central nervous system for security teams all over the place, Microsoft Sentinel. We're going to look at how it takes this just overwhelming flood of security data and turns it into something you can actually use, clear, actionable intelligence. So, does this question feel a little familiar? Yeah. If you're anywhere near IT or security, you know this feeling. You've got alerts pinging from cloud services, from on-prem servers, from every single user device. It's not just a lot of information, it's this constant state of high-stakes noise. And that, right there, is the big security problem we're all facing today. We're not defending a single castle with a moat anymore. We're trying to protect this massive, sprawling, interconnected world of different clouds, apps, and devices. The real challenge isn't that we don't have enough data. It's trying to find the real signal of a threat in this giant ocean of noise. This is exactly the problem Microsoft Sentinel was designed to fix. Now, it's what's called a cloud-native SIEM. That stands for Security Information and Event Management. But here's the kicker. It uses AI, and not just as some marketing buzzword. It actively learns what's normal in your specific environment, which makes it way, way better at spotting the stuff that's genuinely dangerous.
A really good way to think about Sentinel is to picture it as your security command center. It's that one single pane of glass where you can see everything happening across your entire digital world. This lets your team get ahead of threats and shut them down fast.
So, how does it pull all this off? Well, it really boils down to these 4 core capabilities, and they work in a continuous cycle. It collects data from literally everywhere, it detects threats using intelligence, it gives you the tools to investigate deeply, and then it helps you respond automatically. So let's break that cycle down, step by step. The whole operation inside Sentinel can really be understood by looking at this 4-stage life cycle. Once you get this, you really get the power of the platform. Okay, so it all starts with collecting data from every corner of your digital world. Then it moves on to detecting the real threats hiding in all that data. Once a threat is spotted, your team can investigate it to figure out exactly what happened, find that root cause. And finally, you respond, and a lot of the time this happens automatically to contain the threat. Let's zoom in on each of these stages. Step 1, collection. This is all about getting the data in. And what's really cool here is the flexibility. Sentinel has tons of built-in connectors ready to go for both Microsoft stuff and pretty much everything else. But even if you have some unique, custom-built system, you can still connect it. And here's the crucial part. It takes all that messy, different data and normalizes it, cleaning it up into one consistent format that makes analysis so much easier. All right, once all that data is flowing in, the detection work begins. And the analytics engine, it's a total game changer for that alert fatigue we talked about. It'll intelligently bundle, say, 50 little low-level alerts into one single high-priority incident that you need to look at. Then it maps your security against the MITRE ATT&CK framework, which is basically a giant encyclopedia of every known hacker tactic, so you can see exactly where your defenses are strong and where they're weak. And on top of all that, it pulls in threat intelligence from all over the world to spot known bad guys. Now, when an incident gets flagged, the investigation starts. And this is not just staring at endless lines of log files, no way. Sentinel gives you these amazing interactive graphs that let you visually follow the breadcrumbs and see the connections between things, like a user, their laptop, and some random IP address, so you can find the root cause of an attack in minutes. You can also proactively go hunting for threats and even use super powerful tools like Jupyter Notebooks for really deep custom analysis. And finally, the response. Okay, think of it like this. Automation roles are the dispatchers. They handle the high-level triage. So a role might say, hey, this looks like a phishing attempt, so let's assign it to the Tier 2 team and crank the severity up to high. Playbooks, on the other hand, are the first responders. They're the ones that actually do the work. They execute a series of actions, like automatically blocking a malicious IP address at the firewall or isolating an infected laptop from the network, all in a split second. Okay, let's shift gears for a second because this next part is super important for anyone who's using or even just thinking about using Sentinel. There's a big change coming. Sentinel's getting a new home, and you absolutely need to know about this to be ready for the future. You're going to want to pay close attention to these dates. Starting in July 2025, any brand new customers will go straight to the Defender portal. But the really big deadline is March 31st, 2027. After that day, support for the old Azure portal version is gone. It's over. The key takeaway here is that Sentinel is going to live only inside the Microsoft Defender portal. And look, Microsoft's guidance here could not be clearer. This is not a wait-and-see kind of thing. They are flat out telling everyone to start planning this transition right now. And why? Well, because retraining your team,
Tweaking your workflows and making sure that cutover is smooth takes time. If you wait until the last minute, you could seriously disrupt your security operations.
So, what's the big idea behind this move? It's all about creating one single unified security platform. The goal is to bring Sentinel's SIEM capabilities, which give you that broad enterprise-wide view, and mash them together with Microsoft's XDR tools, which give you super deep insights into things like endpoints and user identities. Combining them in one place just creates a much more powerful, complete security experience. Which brings us right to our final thought for today. With these powerful tools like Sentinel evolving, and with entire platforms consolidating, it's really the perfect time to ask yourself, is my security operation truly ready for what's coming next?